Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of continuing our conversation with Jonathan London, and he's the author of a wonderful book called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Selling. Jonathan, let's talk about sales training. You've been in sales training for how long?
17 years.
And you're an independent entrepreneur and...
Correct. So I have people who work for me, US and Europe.
Well, a lot of companies say that sales training doesn't work.
Right.
What do you say to that?
I think they're probably right because they don't do it properly.
Right.
So
what is the proper way?
Well, the proper way is to know what it is that you're trying to change, know what it is that's working, not working, build that into the training program. So it's interesting, there's 3 phases of sales training, or putting together a program. There's the research and development, which is giving somebody like myself the idea of what is working, what's not working, what the people are really experiencing, understanding the sweet spot that we were talking about, where they're doing well and where they need to do better in terms of execute at different stages of the sales process. That allows a good organization to then put together a program that if they deliver it in the classroom or over video or even on a self-paced basis is relevant and targeted, okay? But the most important part, I think, because you can do those 2 perfectly, but if you don't have the third part, which is a reinforcement, which is integrating the key elements of the program into the day-to-day behavior of the sales organization. And I like to call it formal and informal. So formal is one-on-one meetings, formal is training, formal is team meetings, formal is forecast meetings. If you don't take the key elements of that and integrate it into the dialogue, it won't work as well. And then there's the informal. The informal is help, I'm in trouble, I got an opportunity, right? Instead of just talking about the things the way you used to talk about them, you need to bring in the language and the concepts that you've trained your people on. So you need to create this formal and informal environment that's supported by integration into CRM, that has Salesforce integration, that has what I call paper-like tools, very simple tools.
So 3 things that I hear from you is education, integration, and conversation.
And reinforcement, so forth. So last year, before I started my own business, I was with a company called PictureTell, which was the top video conferencing provider at the time. And my region was #1 for 4 years in a row in the world. Great people.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was great. We had great people, great product, very exciting time. So my company decided to reward me and my team by giving us a target that was 100% higher with falling sales prices and more channel conflict than anybody can imagine. In fact, if you looked up the word channel conflict in the dictionary, you would see my company's name. So anyway, and they decided because I had a very tight territory, which was the Northeast, they wouldn't give me any more resource. Wonderful. So anyway, I took my team off-site, and my team, I meant my direct reports managers, key contributors, and this was really important, key people in headquarters that had to be aligned. And we created what we call a SMART goal. Stands for specific, measurable. The A for us stands aligned and agreed upon, realistic and timed. And basically, for every person in the organization, by function, we agreed on the common goal and the 3 top priorities. And everybody had the right to tell everybody else no if they were asked to do something that didn't align with the priorities. Now you can imagine how well that went over initially, right? And I was the guy, so imagine how well that went over for me when I wanted something done and people could say to me, John, great idea, but it's taken us out of focus. We agreed that these are our priorities. Now we reevaluated those every quarter. Bottom line is we ended up #1 again. We were 110% of target because the organization was so tightly aligned in terms of what needed to be done through every function. And we were, I'll say, rigid about meetings, what happened in the meetings, the one-on-ones, the team, the quarterly, in terms of what we developed and what skills we had to be better at and what plays we had to run. So the roadmap's there. Now there's technology to support that roadmap, right? And there's great technology to support that. So to answer your question, sales training is best if you can start with that kind of alignment and that kind of commitment from the leaders and the people, then use the great technology that supports that, and then stay with it.
Thank you, Jonathan. We are going to continue our conversation tomorrow, where we talk about how perfect practice makes perfection in sales.